Yo, what is good with y'all today? If you don't know, 2K dropped some very big news about an hour and a half ago. They're talking about the next gen and they separated into three different blogs, okay? Because there's so much new stuff coming for new gen that they have to separate like this. And I think they're updating us every week with new stuff. But right now we have the first blog about, more information for next gen. And it's a lot of exciting news. I've looked over it and it's a lot of stuff to take in. So I'm just gonna kind of go over with you guys, sum it up so y'all don't have to read it all yourself. All right. So as you see, next gen shot meter, pull up jumper categories, 3-point line recognition, size up, speed control, new move animations, and they changed the ball physics in 2K. So I'm about to show out the course I report and we can go over this. Now the first thing to talk about in this is the shooting with the pro stick. So of course, as we knew, the pro stick shooting is back. Okay, now, hopefully they change it because right now there's some big problems with that. It's kind of like people have aimbot, something like that, and whenever they use the pro stick, they get the green release every time. I've played against it and it is ridiculous. People will not miss. You can be contested, it doesn't matter. It's like aimbotting on Call of Duty, and it just works way too good. So they need to take it out the game, or get some type of fix for it, okay? Because it's ridiculous, and if it goes into next game, it's gonna be bad for the 2K community. But with the pro stick shooting, they're saying that the pro stick can bring your game to even greater heights and give you more tools to score the basketball. And they were saying that you can control your shot arc now, and if you flick the stick slow, you're gonna get extra high arc on your shot. But if you flick it fast, then you're gonna get like a flatter jump shot. The jump shot on the right is way higher than the jump shot on the left, okay? As you see, they have Curry shooting it, so the one on the left will be if you flick the stick fast, and the one on the right will be if you held the stick and shot it slower with the right stick. Okay, so you can definitely see a clear, difference in the shots. They also said that they're gonna add more bank shot control because sometimes, it's kind of hard to get the bank shot off and you don't see many people using it. But they're saying that if you do a fast flick or you aim it at the backboard, which is if you do it now, it should work on this gen. That you'll get a bank shot, kind of like how D Wade and Larry Bird and Tim Duncan would do stuff like that. Like right here, you'll see Curry is shooting a fade, but he's shooting it off the glass like he does a lot in real life, and that is because you would be holding a stick forward aiming at the backboard, or if you do a quick flick, then you get some animation like this. And it also works for doing layups. So when you go to do a layup, if you aim it towards the goal, you're supposed to bank the layup off the backboard instead of just going with some random layup animation every time. You can choose if it goes off the backboard or if you just lay it up straight in the hoop. Okay, next thing, so they are supposed to have a new shot meter. It looks pretty much the same to me. It might be a little bit more responsive, but they changed it to where the shot meter is blue and it's gonna light up green as it always does. But they said that you're supposed to be able to get a different animation whenever you get a green, and you can choose what the animation is, or you can have it be random and it'll put whatever it is on there. Now, I don't really like to use the shot meter too much, but if they're making it more readable, as they say, it should help a lot of you guys out that like to use the shot meter that don't like the one now, because it'll be easier to see and be able to tell where the green window is. But what they also said that there's a little black notch, which will be your green window, and that depending on how high your jump shot is, the kind of shots you're taking and how well it's defended, that's supposed to change. So I'm guessing, if you don't have 2 out of 3 and you're trying to take some deep three, it's not gonna work. But even if you do have a high three and you're taking some weird contested jumper and you're like deeply contested, then the shot meter little green window is gonna shrink a lot. Look on the left, they have what it looks like when you get it green. On the right, what it looks like when you miss the shot meter, and how the layup will be. So he kind of bricked the layup on the right, even though he's contested. But supposedly, if you use the aiming or the shot meter on layups and you don't time it right, you can blow like wide open layups, but we don't know yet. So like I was saying, the touch around the rim. Layup timing is something that many players have struggled to master. Every layup has different release points and you must have really good reaction time to nail down the meter. Okay, so as they were saying, in this current gen, they pretty much tried to make it where there wouldn't be as hard, skill gap to layup timing, because they want people to be frustrated with this gen. But it says next gen, they take off the layup timing, or you can disable it. Okay, so the shot button, you pretty much just get, I guess, like a real play percentage for it. which can be good but can be bad, because then people can just go to the goal, and depending on if they have a high layup or whatever, however they have it, then you can just go to the goal and tap X without even having to worry about timing it. And it might be, kind of like an exploity thing, but we're gonna see about that. But they say that you can turn it on and have more control over how you do layups, and they say that you're supposed to be able to choose which side of the goal you finish on, and where the ball is gonna go off the backboard or just in the hoop by how you aim the pro stick, and that's supposed to be the skill gap to it. And you can turn that on or off. Now I don't know, I guess I'll test it out, but I'll probably have mine off, I want to say, as long as it gives you a pretty decent timing every time, because I feel like layups are should be easy, besides I guess contact layups. But we'll see how it is. Anybody that's a slasher, this is some pretty good news, I want to say, because you can either not worry about having to time your layups when you go to the goal, but since that's the main way you score, I would say you want to play around with it and see how this works, because it's not supposed to be like last game. You're supposed to have smarter sense going to the goal and not having those, weird animations where you would go extra slow, somebody can come back and block you, or just go up on the wrong side of the hoop. It says the CPU is going to do that same thing, but that's some pretty good news for layups, and they're going to have a bunch of new layup gathers and animations, and they say have new standing layup animations right here, but we'll see how that is. So really big news, shot creators. All right, it says we completely revamped the off dribble jumpers. All right, and they added new signature packages for people like LeBron James, as you'll see in this little video right here. I'll show you right now. But they're pretty much saying that jump shots off the dribble or pull-ups off the dribble is going to be two different ones. Okay, they're going to have like the regular ones that we have where you hold RT and you sprint and you do a jump shot, or they're gonna have it like you see in this video, where if you are not holding RT, you'll kind of set your feet more when you're doing a pull-up jumper. And that is pretty good to me, because you can choose what kind of jumper you want, because sometimes you'll be holding RT and you can't really choose what kind of pull-up you do, and if you don't hold RT, then they give you like this weird slow animation. It's good that they have the new animations for that, like Luka Doncic, because he has a pretty good step back package. But it's really good that they're going to be letting you control it, and they're really just trying to give you more control over the game you're playing, especially for shot creators, which a lot of people in the community like to do. So I feel like that is a pretty good addition. Next, they have the 3-point line shot recognition, which is pretty much where when sometimes you'll catch the ball and a player do a weird like hop back as they're catching the ball and transport to the 3-point line, or sometimes when you get the ball, you'll be trying to go back to the 3-point line, but it stops you on the line. You take some long three, or you have to back up to fix it. They said that they fixed this. They have 3-point line recognition as an actual mechanic in the game. So whenever you're doing a step back or whenever you're catching it, I'm guessing they're gonna let you decide whether you want to be in front or behind, and just have it to where you're actually gonna set yourself up instead of catching the ball and just running forward like how you do a lot of times. And like you're seeing in this video, you'll see what they're talking about. What they mean is, on his step back, it doesn't look like a big deal, but he's clearly bringing his foot behind the 3-point line. All right, now this isn't every single step back, so we wouldn't know by just his one step back, but hopefully by the way they have him doing this step back, making sure he's way behind the 3-point line, then they'll have something good in place for this. Pro stick dribbling. What they said is that the pro stick moves are going to be similar to what it is this year. Okay, so y'all don't have to worry about learning new dribble moves, dribble combos. They said a lot of this stuff is going to be the same. Pretty much they're gonna let you keep those same things, but they're gonna let you change the speed of your size ups. Like when James Harden does this little move right here, the little between legs, and he keeps going, tween cross, stuff like that, you're gonna be able to speed it up kind of like how he does in real life. And if you know what I'm talking about, then you'll understand, that this is a really good thing to add to the game. If you don't, it's pretty much to where when you're doing a size up, you kind of have a general speed for it, but you can choose how fast or how slow you want it to be whenever you're doing these size ups, and when to break out of them, which can add to a lot more combos in the game. And it's pretty much saying, depending on how fast you flick your stick or how slowly you move your stick back and forth, stuff like that, and you'll be able to choose. So it'll add a lot different dribble styles and dribble combos that people will be doing in the next gen, which, like I said, is good for competition. It's good because you don't want to be having the same exact game style, like gameplay, as another person. The next thing they have is sauce signature styles, signature moves. Okay, says there's a lot of new dribble moves, and they add the suspended dribble for LeBron, which I'm not exactly sure what they're talking about. I think I might know, like the little kind of hanging hesitation he does, and they have like the little hesitation that James Harden has, that long hezzy, and like the step back and stuff like that, or like the between legs crossover dribble. So they said they're gonna have that, and they're also going to add new step backs off the dribble and new quick stop animations, or quick stop animations in general. So you know how now when you are going to left or right, you tap LT, you kind of get that little hop, or you're kind of just quick stop. Well, they said they're going to actually add a signature style for that. So you're gonna be able to choose the kind of quick stop you get, and I think this is really great because you really can't control, the one you get now. So I think it'll help a lot of people get their shots off and just be less frustrated when playing a game, that you can actually put this in now, and it'll still be the same as this gen where you tap L2 or LT to be able to activate that. Sadly, park handles are still in the game. Okay, now for next gen, they said they're gonna have it by clicking the left stick in, which is how they have it now, but apparently it's tied to tight handles. Okay, so when you have tight handles, apparently it makes you trigger the park dribbles more, which I did not know. But if you are seeing yourself do a lot of park dribbles, especially in this gen, or current or next gen, they said you need to turn it down a tier, which I have mine off completely, and I feel like I still get caught in some weird animations a lot of times. So I think they should just take it to where you gotta hold a different button, because you're gonna flick the stick a lot, and sometimes you click the left stick in on accident, you don't mean to do it, and it gives you that weird stuff. So I think they should fix that, but there's only so much we can do. And for triple threat, they have it to where people like Carmelo Anthony, who's really good with triple threat, and that's how he scores a lot, to jab step, or pump fake, get his defender off balance and score on him. They said they're adding some serious upgrades to it, supposedly. So there's supposed to be a lot of new first step animations and hesitation, step backs, crossovers, hard crosses, hard goes, and if you've seen it in the NBA, pretty much it's going to be in the game. So they say just like the size of the pro stick, control works in the triple threat too. So you have full control of both direction, speed of your rocker, steps, and jab fakes by how slowly or quickly you flick the stick. So it's gonna give you a lot more stuff and a lot more choices on how you want to score on your defender, how you want to play the game with this, which I think they're doing a great job of as far as these notes go, because you get to decide kind of the gameplay, game style you want to have. So for the passing, they said that they reworked the engineering of passing, and pretty much you can throw lobs off the backboard better now, because a lot of times now I barely see any lobs off the backboard, and if you do, you end up throwing to yourself a lot of times. But now you can also do bounce pass alleys. Okay, they say like Curry did with Giannis in the All-Star game a couple years ago. Y'all should know what I'm talking about, but that's pretty dope, especially when you're trying to show off. Hopefully it doesn't just trigger it like how they do when you throw the ball off the backboard, because that would be really annoying, and they're gonna have to patch that. But they also said that they're going to change the way that you do bounce passes. So they said that the long bounce passes you have, they're gonna have more spin on the ball. It's gonna recognize the friction on the court more, and you should have those smoother looking bounce passes like you do in real life, like when LeBron James throws it between defenders going down the court, or when Chris Paul, Rondo, anybody that's really a good passer does stuff like that. Another mechanic they changed was the lead pass button. All right, so now if you press Y, it's supposed to be, if you hold Y, it's supposed to be like a lead pass or make somebody go to the goal. But they said now tapping triangle Y will lead a teammate to the hoop or around the perimeter to get behind the 3-point line, or to get around the 3-point line. So whenever you see somebody trying to go to the 3-point line, if you don't want them to like slide in front, I'm guessing you need to press Y, and it'll lead them behind the 3-point line, make sure you get the nice catch and a nice shot off. But they said if you see a teammate flash to the hoop, you can quickly feed them the ball for a quick dunk with a simple button press. Hold the lead pass button, works like the regular pass button now. Okay, allowing you to target farther away receivers for a skip pass, lead to basket. So pretty much you need to press Y now if you want to have like a long outlet pass or anything like that, or if you want to have like a quick pass to somebody cutting or trying to get behind the 3-point line. I guess it's supposed to be the more accurate thing to do now. So they said they're having a lot of different animations out of catching and dribbling now. So I don't know how that's gonna work with quick first step or whatever badges they have for that, or if they're gonna add anything, because I'm pretty sure they're adding new badges, but I'm sure they'll get to that later on in other blogs. All right, but that's pretty much all they have for now. As you can see, it's a lot of information. This is only 1 out of 3, so I'm gonna be keeping up to date with that. I'm gonna be staying tuned to find out, what is new for us in this 2K community. So if you want to stay up to date with that, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. But you appreciate the video, drop a like and comment down below what you think this means for 2K, what you liked about the new stuff that's coming, what you don't like. Okay, I don't really like the park handle thing, but we'll see how it is. So it's been Mal TV. Appreciate y'all for staying, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.